Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the Michigan Files Returns Part 2 audio commentary. This is Tony again, as usual. So, I guess I should start off with the intro we decided to do. Um, this came about because we figured, you know what? It's been 2 weeks, airtime wise. So we figured we'd catch people up on what happened last time. And I love this effect. I actually thought that worked out pretty well as it could have been. And I actually do like all of that, actually. That was pretty cool. And I thought I'd screw the people out of seeing actual footage of stuff at home. Yeah, 2 days later, this is everything that happened in the middle from the time we left to when we got back. And yeah, it's now time to talk about all the shit that happened during those 2 days. Well, like I said, I was staying with my grandmother during that time. Um, great, great reunion of all that. Felt really nice, and seeing my dad was a whole different story. He was pissed at me for so many reasons. He was upset because I never told. Oh, that's my Christopher Walken, and I'll talk about that in a minute because that is a whole interesting story on itself. But he was upset because I didn't call and tell him I was coming. But yeah, he was expecting me to come regardless, so he technically should have known I was coming. But he got mad at me, and I was hoping to patch things up with him, but I guess we did not. Um, so the Christopher Walken thing, what's that all about? Before I left Michigan, my cousin and I had a little contest going on, or a little competition. We would try to do varying Christopher Walkens, and he did a good one, but I think he knew I won. Um, and from time to time, I'll still do Christopher, just because it's easy. It comes off naturally. It comes off really naturally. When I do it, it's fun. You gotta try it really hard. It's not that hard. It's not that easy. But you gotta try. So, and that was probably pretty bad as I hear the recording of this later. But, but no. So, so yeah, it was, that's how that all started, and, I won the contest, of course, and I've been doing Christopher on and off ever since. And I actually do plan on doing something with that voice eventually. I don't want to give too much away, but I'm just gonna say spring 2018, spring. Not the remainder of winter 2018 and the winter of 2017, but spring. So, and back to this footage again. Um, and this time we sped it up. Lovely. Yeah, like I said in the last part, I didn't realize this was the footage we used for going back to Canada to go back to New York. I didn't realize that until it was way too late, and I'm like, oh shoot, and I wasn't gonna change it at this point, so I'm like, forget it, and and yeah, so it's the one continuity error I made, uh, in the whole time that I've been doing this series. But but yeah, so he was not happy to see me. Um, I thought I could try to patch things up with him, hopefully, so that we were at least on good terms, and it just didn't happen. And that just kind of ended the relationship between the two of us. Was happy to see my siblings again, but just not happy to have to deal with him kind of being a dick. He did not say much. I was kind of surprised by that. I was expecting him to like bitch me out for stuff, but he did not say anything. So, and God, I wanted to. It was just fun to see my aunts, my uncles, my grandmother, of course, my grandfather, my great grandmother, and my. Sadly, I did not get to see my great grandfather. May he rest in peace. Yeah, not around this time, but like months later, around Christmas, he sadly passed away, um, of old age, of course. Um, and it was traumatizing, especially for me. I was so close to the guy, and I really loved visiting them on Thursdays, and handing them their paper with a joyful smile, telling them what's going on, and getting insight on what I should do with my life. And I don't know. I feel like that voice is somehow gone. And it still does sadden me thinking about it. But I've tried to be positive and look on the positive side of things, and it's been kind of tough. But anyway, we're not really talking about that. We're talking about the drive back. It was nice coming back. Mainly because by the time we got back, we left Michigan around, I want to say 9 a.m. 9:10 a.m. So we didn't get back to New York until 9, 10, 11 at night. It was somewhere around that range. Um, and again, we'll get to all the fun stuff. So that fade there had to get gassed and had to go to the bathroom. But I felt it was necessary because you need to at least see the last exit before you head to Canada. And that was the last exit before you head to Canada. I know I just said it like that, but that's just fun. So, but here we are. We're heading to the bridge, and oh, good God. The traffic on this was insane. And I could go for hours talking about the traffic. Between the camera shots that did not work, the fact that here we were stuck on the bridge, just waiting to go. And you see, I had to cut back to myself because of how long this took. It was insane. And see here, don't exactly get the shot. Didn't realize it, and yeah. So I do apologize for that. I didn't realize how bad the shot was, and I wanted to go back and I wish I could have gone back and redone that, or just did a second take so I had just an alternate option. But I guess you get stuck with the cards you're dealt with. And for me, it was dealing with the fact that here we were on a road trip and getting caught in Canada. Well, not caught, but like getting stuck at the border. See how bored I get looking at the sky and thinking to myself, oh, enough time has passed that I can just fade that out, and it did not happen. That was supposed to be a fading shot to say, oh, look how long it took. We come back down and there's nothing. Nothing's really changed. But I guess I should talk about the Burlington story, since that's another one of those fine stories that everyone thinks about, or at least questions, because that was another thing that got thrown in there was like, why does it say special thanks to the town of Burlington, Ontario, Canada? On my way back, I had gotten to a point on the trip where I had no idea if I was going the right way or not. Now, trust me when I say it wasn't that I was lost. It was that, you got to remember, I'd never really driven through Canada before. So for me, it's all still new and fresh. And, yeah. So I had to kind of figure my way around all this. And one of the things I had to do, of course, was eventually have to get gas. Well, I got to a certain point where I'm like, did I miss the turn to go back to back to Ontario, or am I still going the right way? And I stopped in a town called Burlington, which is right near Ontario, maybe a couple miles away. And I'm going through. I'm like, maybe I hit the right way here. And I'm like, no, I got stuck in the at a port. So I'm parked at a port trying to get directions and trying to figure out where the hell I am. And I eventually just stopped at the gas station because I had to get gas, much against my wishes, because Canadians pay a lot more for gas than we do. And a nice man from the town, I asked him, do you know how to get back on, the highway to get to Ontario? I'm trying to get back to the U.S. border, and he gave me, thankfully, the right directions. And it's so nice of him, and so nice of the town to help. And it does bring light to the truth that most Canadians are friendly. I think I've only seen one dick Canadian, and that was a guy who, as I was driving on the highway heading back into Canada, looked at me, flipped me off, and sped off, and I'm just like, what do you want? I never had to do this before. Do I plan to do it again? When the time comes, like I said, we'll figure it out. But here we go, some Canada driving shots, because why not? But anyway, yeah, it was nice that man gave me the directions to get back, and I actually overshot the directions still, and I had to go back and get back on the highway a different way. But it was still nice of them. So we are now heading back to the U.S. from Canada. Oh, apologize for the yawning, but I just sat through not only the mysterious footage, but part 1, and now this is being part 2. And I also just sat through all of season 4 of the New York Files. So I haven't even started on season 5 yet. And yeah. So but yeah, this bridge was pretty nice, and I had to get footage of, just at the height, looking at everything and realizing, oh, you're heading over to Lake Erie, and oh, it was so cool. But it was nice to head home, and on my way back, the last story I have to tell. On my way back, see, welcome to New York. Heading through Buffalo. On my way back. God, I keep sidetracking. Yeah, no, on my way back, I had figured I had a little engine trouble. So I pulled off to the side, looked. I'm like, oh, the oil's not good. I could put some more in there, but the oil's good. And checked everything, and everything was fine. And I found out it was the O2 sensor that had malfunctioned. So the O2 sensor, and I still have not fixed it. And do I plan on fixing it? Eventually, yeah. It's the wrong time right now. I just got through, I guess, speaking a little personally, a car accident back in November, and my hood is now stuck. So we're trying to find a way to prop my hood up so I can get more oil in there, because I'm starting to run out of oil, and the car will eventually stop working. So we're trying to figure out how to get that to happen, and that's something I got to get working on tomorrow. At the time of this recording, of course. So, but yeah, but it was just so weird, because it was like 8, 9 o'clock. I'm like literally like 10 miles away from Albany, and I'm like, why you decided to go now? Just don't know. But it does remind me of like back home in Michigan when I had the Malibu, and the car would randomly start overheating, and we didn't know what it was, and we found out, oh, it was the temperature gauge, and had to get that fixed. And, and that car, by the way, sold for $300. I'm kind of surprised that car actually sold at all, with the tick it had, and the tick being the engine was messed up. I don't know why. So But it looks like this will wrap up our multinational, multi-state trip of an adventure. So, this is Tony. I am going to sign out. I will see everyone next time for the next set of commentaries. Take care, everyone.